Assalamu alaikum friends, how are you? I would like to say welcome to all of you to my YouTube channel English Literature. Today the topic which we are going to discuss is what is an essay, writing an academic essay. After you watch the what is an essay video lecture, you will be able to explain what an academic essay is, identify the parts of an academic essay, explain what each part of an academic essay is for. First of all, what is an essay? An essay is a piece of writing that is focused around only one topic. Essays have several paragraphs that help to develop the topic. Let's look at different parts of an essay. If we talk about the different parts of an essay, then the first paragraph of the essay will be the introduction, as it is mentioned here. The introduction might have some background information or other general statements about the topic. The most important part of the introduction is the thesis statement, which comes at the end of the introduction. Then there are the body paragraphs, and each essay needs at least 2 body paragraphs, as I have mentioned here. Or you can have as many body paragraphs as you need. The body paragraphs help to develop the thesis statement. That means they give reasons and example that help to prove the thesis statement. The last paragraph in the essay is conclusion. A conclusion wraps up the essay. You might summarize your main points or restate your thesis statement in the conclusion. An essay needs to have all of these parts to be complete. Again, we see the structure. Here the structure is shown. First of all, in introduction, we see thesis statement that tells the reader the point that you are trying to make in the essay, and each body paragraph is a supporting topic for the thesis statement. The first body paragraph will be your first support of the thesis, so it relates directly to the thesis statement. The second body paragraph gives your second support or reason, and it supports to the thesis statement as well. The same is true with the third body paragraph. This is your third support of the thesis statement. This is an important thing to check in your essay. If the body paragraphs are not related to the thesis statement, then they do not belong in the essay, or you need to fix your thesis statement. Here are some types of essays that supports a thesis using examples or reasons or many more. For example, if we talked about illustration, this one, illustration is a kind of essay that supports a thesis using examples. Illustrate means to show. So this kind of essay shows the reader something through examples. Next one is argument. Argument is a kind of essay that proves a point by giving reasons. Each body paragraph will give another reason to support the thesis. Classification. Classification divides a topic into different categories, and each body paragraph will be a separate category. These essays have a thesis statement and several body paragraphs to support the thesis. Then comes compare and contrast. Compare and contrast is a type of essay that shows the similarities between two things or the differences between two things. In this type of essay, the body paragraphs will be about the similarities or differences. And finally, the cause and effect. Cause and effect will describe the causes of something or the effects of something. These essays all use the 5 paragraph structure that we have looked at. They have an introduction, several body paragraphs, and a concluding paragraph. These are the types of academic essays you will most likely to be asked in the schools for the writing. There are several other types that are a little bit different, and I will talk about those in a minute. Here are a few other things to remember when you write an academic essay. All of the essay types we have mentioned so far use third person pronouns. Third person pronouns refers to other people like he, she, they, him, her, and so on. Other people means not you and not I. You and I are first and second person, and they are not appropriate for an argument or an illustration essay. So do not use I, me, we, my, or you, your, and so on. Next, you want to be sure to cite your sources. This means that if you use words that are not your own, maybe you got them from the internet or from a book or a magazine. If they are not your own words, you need to put them in quotation marks and give the name of the person who wrote them originally. This is very important when writing an essay that you will turn in or give to someone else. You cannot use other people's words and pretend it that they are your own. Of course, you probably know that you need to use correct grammar and punctuation in your essay. If you have mistakes, the reader will not want to read your essay. Finally, make sure you use the correct format for the essay. This will depend what your teacher wants you to do. If the teacher says it's okay to handwrite your essay without a computer, then make sure you use notebook-sized paper and write neatly. If your teacher wants you to type it, make sure you use printer paper and have enough ink in the printer to make a clean copy. You are responsible for making sure the printed essay looks good on the paper. And in high-level classes, the teacher will probably require you to use MLA or APA format. These are style guides for printing your paper. Usually MLA and APA require you to have a particular kind of heading and it will have page numbers. You also have to double space the lines and use 12-point font. Always ask your teacher which format he or she wants to use. Here are few other types of essays that you might be asked to write, and they are different from the others that we have talked about. These 4 essays use different structures. The description essay describes a place or an event. A narration tells a story about something that happened. A process tells how something happens, or it tells the reader how to do something. And the definition essay does what it sounds like. It defines something, but there's a special way to define something with an essay. These essays have some different rules that apply to them, and you will learn about those another time. Let's review what we have learned. Academic essays must have an introduction with a thesis statement. The essay needs to have several good body paragraphs that support the thesis. The essay should end with a short concluding paragraph that either summarizes the main points or restates the thesis statement. Remember not to use first or second person pronouns. Do not use I or me or you or we. Instead, use third person pronouns like he, she, or they. Also, remember to use quotation marks around any words that are not your own. And you need to say where you got those words from. Remember to use the format that your teacher tells you to use. Finally, there are several different types of academic essays that you might be asked to write. Argument and illustrations are probably the most common of these. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, share and subscribe, and keep remember me in your prayers. Allah Hafiz.